Caleb and I chose our clowns of the season. Caleb, who did you have as the biggest clown of the year that just made a foolery of himself and just was a complete joke?
Philadelphia 76ers GM Elton Brand. For me, he gets this because he was quoted as saying that Jimmy Butler was just a little too old for them to want to pay him. They would want to pay him that big money. So then instead of paying him, they said, well, let's just go pay a backup center.
Big
Let's go pay
Al.
a backup center. And they paid Al Horford, and yeah, he made himself look like a real idiot for that move because Jimmy is 1,000 times better than Al Horford, and not only that, he fit their roster better. I'll never understand that.
They gave a 4-year max to Tobias Harris. That is probably the worst contract in the league.
Yeah,
Probably the worst contract.
he really screwed himself up there.
I definitely agree. Elton Brand, if you're watching this, don't forget to put on your nose and don't forget to put on your wig because you are the clown of the season from Caleb. For me, I'm going to go with someone a little against the grain here. I'm going to go with somebody maybe that's not of the season, but I would say recently, and that is George Karl. George Karl has constantly made a foolery of himself. He has turned a lot of players the wrong way. He has not only pissed off several players. There was a tweet last week that said, your first name is a player that you hated 10 years ago, and your last name is a player that you hate now. And he said DeMarcus Cousins and put a snake emoji. Like, first of all, when he came into the team, George Karl said, I don't want DeMarcus on my team. So you already tarnished your relationship with your superstar. Then you're going to say, oh, you hated him for the last 10 years. Bro, you didn't even know him 10 years ago. You're too old to watch him 10 years ago. You probably weren't even watching him. And every single player hates him. If you look at it, Carmelo does not like him. DeMarcus does not like him. Sean Kemp has not liked him.
I just think about what he wrote about Carmelo in that book for no reason.
Horrible things about players in his book. All he did was cry and whine in his book about how, oh, Phil Jackson catered and he gave the players what they wanted. And the players were happy under him. And he was complaining about that, saying that he's catering to them. Well, maybe if you learned how to coach, you would understand. And again, I think George Karl has just made a fool of himself over and over again. And he looks like how I do right now. So he is my clown of the season.
I don't have a problem with that. I think that's fine. He throughout history has just made himself look